Hey everybody, in today's video, we're going to take a trip around the island of Puerto Rico from Arecibo to Rincón with a couple stops in between. And we've got a few people from our Apex group, that's our premium community, which you can join if you're serious about becoming a real estate investor and maybe you want to partner with us. This is sort of an impromptu meetup. We were just going to meet with the Foleys and talk to them about their tips product. And so it's grown a little bit. We've had some people join us throughout the day, and you're going to get to see 3 exciting projects. So let's go. So here we're at our first stop. We're in Arecibo. It's called Islote. The area is Islote. And we have this church that we bought that we're going to renovate into a 12-unit guest house hotel using Act 60, getting 40% tax credits. We've been working on this, guys, for a couple years to get to a shovel-ready project, which is where we are now. And we're just trying to value engineer our build. So it's going to be a pretty big build for us, $1 million plus in renovations and additions. And with the new tips product, we're hoping to save maybe a couple $100,000. So this is exciting for me. This is what I like to do, is take these properties that look, well, like an old ugly church and turn it into a beautiful guest house with one of the coolest pools on the island of Puerto Rico. And of course, the $1 million view across the street of the Atlantic Ocean. Now here we are in Aguadilla, and we are with one of our Apex members, one of our newest Apex members, Manuel, and he's going to show us a legacy play. He inherited this house from his grandfather. His grandfather had a vision for it, and he's going to complete the vision, keep this house as a rental property for a long, long time, and one day maybe he'll even live in it. He's going to tell us the story about what he's going to do, how he got the house, and we're going to talk about some of the numbers. Let's go. All right, so we're in Aguadilla. Manuel, tell us about your house that you inherited. You're renovating it. We're going to walk through it. You'll show us what we're going to do. Just tell us the story.
Yeah, I'm very excited to talk about this. So this house was my grandfather's house, almost like a dream house of his. He bought it, I don't really know when. It was one of his first houses in Puerto Rico. It was way before anything happened over here in Marbella. This neighborhood was completely new. Then they added the other section, which is the extension of right across the 107. And he just had it all his whole life. It was a one floor house, very simple. But then he extended it. We could see it when we entered. He eliminated basically almost every room in the first floor. There's just one room.
So it's just living space then.
It's just very open space. It's a very beautiful home, very cool home for the summer, and you don't need too much. There's a lot of natural light that comes in the home, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. My grandfather, he already told me what he wanted to do to the house. He was like, "I just want to give it to you guys." And I talked to my brother. I was like, "Okay, I really like to do this. I have a couple of ideas that I want to do," and he told me, "Yeah, go get it." And here we are. I started fixing it in June from last year, 2024.
So you're coming up on a year. Well, we're 18 months in, right?
Yeah. It basically, I think it's gonna be 11 months now. I can show you pictures. It was full of fabric, textiles.
Oh, okay.
My grandfather's business. It was basically like a warehouse of sort. So first things first, we took out everything that was not a homey thing, like merchandise. Then after that, cleaned up the whole thing. I power washed the whole structure, primed it with primer. They did everything they could for the patches. They patched what they could. Since it's an old home, it was basically that or do the whole wall. So there's like this room, the first room in the first floor. It's kind of patchy, but that's okay. That's part of being old, right?
It gives it the character.
Yeah.
So your grandfather had this house as you were growing up. You would come and visit and stuff.
Oh yeah. I basically had almost every day of my life since I was a little kid until I was like 10. I lived in this home, or there was the house across this one.
Oh, okay.
So the neighborhood knows about me, my history. So it's a very good neighborhood. A lot of quiet people, very old people now.
Are you going to live in it when you're done?
Not really. I'm looking
to
rent it out for a long term, since I am not staying in Aguadilla right now. I am studying in San Juan. So I want to take the opportunity. I'm not going to be in the house. Somebody else can take advantage of it and live in it. And yeah.
Let's go see.
Yeah, of course. It's very open, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of space. He added this,
Wow.
which connects to the second floor.
That's very cool.
Yeah, the chandelier is currently naked.
You have all of the pieces for it?
Yeah, I have a couple pieces in the kitchen, but I also have the other ones in my car because I'm cleaning them hand by hand because they're very delicate.
Yeah.
So
Glass or plastic?
this is plastic, so it's kind of worse if you want to do a power tool thing. So it's a manual labor type of deal.
Yeah.
So they all painted this because I could not get over there. This handrail, this is not the one. I really wanted to do the glass handrail.
Oh, yeah?
But I was like, the budget was not going towards a glass seal.
So how much will you spend on the renovation here?
So I've currently spent about 55K with all the materials, the labor. I'm looking towards a 60K budget because there's a bathroom that I haven't done yet, and it's been taking a while because I really don't want to change it. I tried a lot of things. I also painted. I did the painting for the tiles. But it ended up being a little too basic for a big bathroom. It's the second floor bathroom. You guys are gonna see it. It needs a little color. That's a real issue. So that's gonna be added to the budget. Other than that, that's it. That's the budget.
Is the kitchen going to be down here too, or?
Yeah, over here. This is the kitchen. So it's so first is the el comedor. It connects right to the kitchen. It's a very big kitchen. As you can see, the last contractors from ages ago did not do a really good job. As you can see in the piping, it's like they didn't patch it up. So
Yeah, now you can redo everything.
yes, termites got into the last wood.
The cabinets that are out
the
front?
cabinets, yeah.
And they're out there, right?
Yes.
So is this being worked on like as we speak?
Yes, as we speak. This Monday, they took out everything from the cabinets. Then Thursday, the plumber went, fixed everything up. Now the whole house has new piping. And the exterminator, I've talked to him. We're gonna do a whole project around the house so no termites can get in or out. So they're just gonna die.
Kill them all.
Yeah, because we don't like them.
No,
They're really
termites
bad.
are bad.
Yeah.
How much will you rent the house for when it's finished?
Man,
it's a big house.
It's a really big house. I'm thinking about probably 2,500. That's like the base one. But I believe with the new bathroom and new appliances for the kitchen, I'm looking for a 2,700 type of deal. It all depends. I haven't done the whole comps completely with the new appliances, and as you can see, to furnish this whole house is gonna be.
Oh my God! Are you gonna furnish it and then rent
I'm
it,
not
or you're
thinking.
just gonna rent it and let them?
I'm gonna start without the furniture. If it does seem to be a problem, I'll furnish it. You know?
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Here we go. Is there a room down here?
Yeah. The only room is the bathroom, which is the vanity. You can see it right there. We do have a little complication with the piping. It's a little too low, so we gotta modify it. So first bathroom is basically this. It's still a work in progress, but
Are you? This is the one you're gonna change, or you're gonna leave it?
this is gonna be I'm gonna leave it like that. Probably paint or polish the bathtub.
Okay.
But
Oh, that's a fancy. That was a fancy bathtub at one point.
yes,
Does it
my
still work?
grandfather. That one needs a new wiring, but the jets work.
They work.
Time, yeah.
Cool.
My grandfather liked the jets. You're gonna see in the second floor, it's also a jacuzzi. So
Oh yeah. Okay. Good.
he's just a lover of that. The first bedroom is here also, which is it's pretty spacious. Yeah. He was a Scarface lover. The closet walls, the doors are not done, and I'm working on remodeling the whole closets from the whole house, and I'm waiting for a guy that works there for the gypsum board.
Was there any money in the safe?
Yes.
You cracked it.
Yeah, there was money and jewelry.
And you didn't have the code. You had to break it.
No, it was so rusted, so old. I was like, oh, thankfully nobody got in here.
Oh,
But
wow.
you could just like open it there. So.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work, so it's not really a feature.
Yeah. No, I mean you took the dial off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it ripped right off. I was like, oh, and then I I got kind of sad because we couldn't revive it or remodel it. So I think we're gonna be breaking it open, the whole thing.
Taking it out.
Yeah, taking it out. It's not
Yeah.
too big of a feature now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very glossy. And right now it's very dirty, and it's a little glossy yet still.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember when they added it. It was my grandfather. He was super proud, super crazy about it. And they're once they polish it, it's gonna be like a mirror. It's very shiny. See. And second floor tiling, I believe the tile guy got a little lazy because you can see. Este aquí ya no tiene. Throughout the whole second floor, there's no lechada, masilla.
Yeah.
So that's a little problem that I gotta talk about for the contractor. But I already talked about it to him, so
Yeah.
that's just details. This is the other bedroom. It's a pretty big bedroom. You would think it's a master in some houses, in some homes.
It is big.
Yeah.
Wow, is that a closet for this bedroom?
Yes, a walk-in closet, which will be remodeled completely. This is one of those little projects that, yeah, the whole light.
Well, you got a bedroom in a bedroom.
It's so big. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of clothes and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's a very awesome first bedroom, not master. I'm gonna be showing you the master now. Well, not yet. Let me first also show this bathroom. No, bedroom. Possibly bedroom. This is a tinier room compared to others, and we don't have a closet. So I don't know. I do
An office or something?
Yeah.
Or?
Does it count like an office, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like a dresser for his clothes.
Yeah. I mean, definitely,
It could be.
it could be.
Yeah, yeah.
How many bedrooms are there?
It's 4.
Okay,
because-
counting this one.
Yes, counting this one. So, you can see the balcony. We're gonna see it soon. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little possible bedroom for a little kid.
Yep.
This is the master bedroom. This is a big one.
This is a big one. It's nice.
It's a very spacious one.
And again, you've got the big walk-in closet, although even this is a big closet, it's not as big as the one in the other bedroom,
right?
but still.
Natural lighting, so you don't really have to.
Oh yeah, you got a skylight.
Yeah, a lot of skylights
Cool.
in the second floor.
We've got a skylight in the McMansion. Very cool.
Yeah, and then the master bathroom.
Oh yeah, that's
It's a
quite
pool.
quite a tub.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, so you would imagine just relaxing over there.
You think it still works?
I haven't checked because I haven't checked. I
Yeah.
gotta do it. And I'm thinking if it works, just painting it or porcelain, like a new.
I mean, replacing that would be a bummer,
Well, a real bummer for real.
an expensive bummer.
Yeah, it's a big one if it has to be replaced. So I am praying to God it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
the bathroom remodeling plan would be putting tile only where it gets humid or wet. So
Okay.
the shower and the jacuzzi area.
Did you already paint this?
Yes, I painted it with primer
Uh-huh.
and just matte paint or.
And then are you gonna put another paint on it?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm not really happy with this for this house. I think I'm just gonna take it out.
Oh, okay.
Just wall there.
It's interesting, like, this doesn't happen in the States. We would almost never see tile on all the walls in the
Okay.
bathrooms. It would just be tile in the shower and, around the tub.
Okay.
And then this would just be a block, or it would be drywall, actually.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
But this is very common here, where you tile, and sometimes they tile all the way up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like the
It's a big expense, though, when you're renovating.
Exactly.
That's a big expense, so.
It's a real bummer because it's not only they have to remove the tile, they have to remove the glue, the
Yeah.
thing that's behind it, and sand it down. So it's a whole process that's expensive, but someone has to do it.
Yeah.
Someone has to do it. It's a great bathroom, has great potential. It could be a big feature for the house.
For sure.
Yeah. Here's the balcony, which my first contractor that worked the tiles did a horrible job. It did not clean. So
With what?
They did not clean up the
Oh, okay.
the lechada like this.
A mess, yeah.
So I didn't like that. So the other contractor who's gonna be working my tile on the second floor will be working this again.
So you're on a second contractor already.
Yes, yes. It's one of those lessons you gotta learn.
That's a lesson that you're just going to keep learning and learning and learning.
Exactly.
You guys that want to renovate houses, we're constantly battling the contractors, right? Like we got to find them. They've got to show up and give us a good work at a good price. And no matter how good they are to start, they always get bad and stop showing up, and their price goes up.
Yeah.
The longer you stay in these projects. So it's a constant battle. I mean, just know that going in, this is one of the things that you're going to have to do as a real estate investor. So this is a beautiful porch, though. This really gives this house that little extra something.
I really
and
like
look,
the porch.
you even have a view of the ocean,
You
although
can see the ocean from.
you can
like,
see that ocean there.
I was gonna take down a couple trees over there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. If you could get Puerto Rico to take these power lines and put them down, it would get a lot
Oof.
prettier too.
Oh, yeah.
The whole island could use that. That would be amazing if that happened.
It would be amazing. This balcony is amazing. I remember when I was a kid, at night, grandfather was over there with a pool table.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
you had a
really-
pool table out here?
yeah. It was right here. It was red.
Uh-huh.
Very awesome spot to be in. Very quiet. We're really close to a very trafficked area. Very trafficked
Yeah,
road.
that's a big road.
The 107 in Aguadilla connects the airport to the main
And
street.
then the famous beach is here too, right?
Oh yeah, Crash Boat is literally like 5 minutes away from this
Okay.
home.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of schools around this area. There's 3 schools in less than 10 to 15 minutes. You'll be there.
Yeah.
There's gas stations and shopping centers. There's a shopping center.
So
right here,
you could do a lot with this house. I mean, you're close enough. This could definitely be Airbnb, right?
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
It's such a good location that I could do Airbnb or long term, but Airbnb could be a good outcome.
Or something you could do as well is just rent it to someone for the $2,700 a month, or maybe you get $3,000 a month. You let them furnish it, and then they do an Airbnb arbitrage,
Yeah.
and you get a tenant who takes good care of your house. You get a little premium on the rents,
Exactly.
and you let them make the
Yeah.
spread.
That's a great idea, and I would be welcome to it. So
All right, so look, if you guys want an Airbnb arbitrage, here we are. We just deliver. Well, look, man, thanks so much for meeting us on our trip today. We're kind of doing this impromptu thing where we looked at the Arecibo Hotel, and now we're here at your house. It's something we did through our Apex group on school. That's our premium community, which you're a part of. And we're just loving to be able to collect stories, especially ones like this that have some kind of history and the ability for people to come in and become real estate investors and live into a vision that your grandfather gave you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'd be very proud of Grandpa. He did a great job. And your
Yeah.
brother's got a business also in Aguadilla
Yes,
that he
correct.
inherited. So our next stop, guys, we're going to head to Rincón. We're going to check out one of my projects, and let's go check it out. And so now we're at our last stop. We're in Rincón, and we're here currently sitting in one of the concepts that we have on this property, which is upcycled shipping containers. We've got 4 of them here, and you'll get to kind of look in a couple of them through this video. We've got on the back of the project here a place where we're going to be able to build some new engineered housing. So it's not prefabricated, it's not shipping containers, it's a new product. It's called Tips. We're using it in Arecibo, which we looked at earlier, and we're possibly going to use it here to build at least 2 or 3 units. We'll be able to use those units for nightly rental on this property, and we'll be able to use them as a model to sell to other people who want to use this product to build. It's an amazing product. You're going to hear all about it. Let's go. We've made it to Rincón. We started out the day to come here. This is what we came to talk about this, Tips. We're at our 55-unit trailer, I don't know what you'd call it. It's a trailer park. They're fifth-wheel trailers. They back them in. They build a little casita above them, and then they pay lot rent. And it's locals who come for the weekend. It's oceanfront, as you'll see as we walk around. It's been a really, really fun project for me. We started the day, though, and this video, really to come here and talk about this and building one of your small little houses. We're sitting here at a container house that we've built. I envisioned it something similar to this. As we've been talking today, I think it's quite a bit more substantial what we could do together. So we've got a spot in the back where we could put 1 or 2, and we've got a spot out on the other main road on our big lot.
Yep.
That we could put something as well, maybe a bigger house.
So our goals and objectives for this very specific property that I think Robbie and I have met on over 2.5 years ago also, and getting back out here, it's just an amazing, piece of property, like you said, right, beachfront. A lot of people on the beach today as we drove up, and I hadn't been here for a little while. So on our tips product, and for really this, what Robbie would say, a container home type market, some of that stuff. But virtually what we have here is we've got a product that is going to be fully encapsulated in concrete. It's going to have the foam in the center of it, as you can see here, and it's going to have 2 inches of concrete on both sides of it for an ultimate 8-inch wall system. So Robbie had mentioned and asked a question on our way over here, is that what can we do if we ever want to move them? So what we're doing with this product is we're really making it a removable type product on multiple types of land, multiple types of uses. We were just speaking earlier about, let's say we have a property somewhere and we want to take the nicest view for a while and put a unit on here, which our units can be from 10 to 30, 40, 50 to multiple types of units. But ultimately what we're focused on right now would be a 10 by 30 with that unit with a 10 by 15 above it, and then probably a 10 by 30, 10 by 40, or 12 by or something like that in the bases. But our ultimate goal is this will have a floor system.
Yep.
It'll have the floor system, it'll have the wall system. It goes up in that capacity with the concrete encapsulated, and then it'll also have the roof system. So within those components, we can put our electrical, our plumbing, our wiring, all the types of units that we need. We talked about the concrete being able to be polished and grounded and used in multiple areas of the kitchens, multiple areas of the bathrooms. So that really we have a finished product that's moving. And even in the container market, you're not having to put insulation up. If you put insulation in, you put drywalls up, you put all those kind of things.
You lose a lot of space in those.
You lose a lot
if
of
you do
space in that part of it.
Even in there, you can see the ceiling is lower because we did some of that, right? And so you just lose. They're so small.
And a good point of that is, so we're going to have a 9-foot roof system. So we'll have clear storage. So for Robbie, obviously, we can see where he can walk in the doors properly. He can walk through the proper property, the house and stuff like that. So that's a key feature for how we're going to build them and the types. And what that really does is it allows us to be 10 foot on a width, and it allows us to be at least at 10 foot on a height. Mm-hmm. So when we move this, say 10 by 30 container, and we call it an engineered tips home, so that's totally integrated panel systems. So the integration of that is because of our integration of the wire, how the wire does, how the basically your trapezoid here, structural, can be moved and picked up, and it could go to another location, and that would be on a drop deck type of semi that most of you might see driving around Puerto Rico, which is fine with maybe big tractors or equipment moving for road services, things like that.
But it's not so wide that you'd have to have the police escort or something to close down the road for you to get there. You can ride in one lane. The roads are pretty narrow here. You might take the whole damn road up, but you'd still be street legal.
Yeah, and you're at 10 foot, so basically the way I've engineered this house and this product is any place that you can get a D8, D9 cat or a similar type of a scraper, we can get you a house.
Yeah.
So wherever that needs to be at, whether it's working housing, whether it's temporary housing, whether it's while you're building your new house somewhere, and you need a place and you want to stay certain, there instead of renting something else out. That's the kind of product that we have and to bring into the market. So we're going to have a factory here, and that factory will be doing the precasting. This particular, Robbie will show us the sites that are available here. We're going to cast in place here. That's our plan. But ultimately, we'll have a factory that's I'm looking on 14 acres, 60,000 square foot, and that's kind of where we're starting our process to
if you're going to
produce those.
60,000 square foot facility, how many jobs are you going to create? That's amazing.
I think the local community, Brent and I were talking about this on the way over, and what's nice about this product is that there's a lot of capability to where we have kids coming out of high school.
Yeah.
We have, mothers, we have family, we have members, we have things like that can basically, you can see this is 1.5 pounds per square foot.
Yeah.
I'm placing this
You could pick this up if it was even if it was 8 feet.
If you're
4 by 8 or
if you're
something,
8
you'd
foot,
still be able to handle it by yourself.
Yeah, if you're 8 foot by 30 foot, you got 240, so you got 400
Yeah,
pounds.
so you'd have
at
two
that.
people to do that.
But an 8 foot by this, you're moving it into that position.
Yeah.
And then you're pouring your concretes, and then there's obviously you're moving stuff with either a
What about the
forklift or
interior
something
build
like
out?
that.
We haven't talked about that. We briefly mentioned it in Arecibo. We build it stick and or metal frame and drywall or hardy board or whatever it is that we
Right.
choose. But who does that? Will you
So we
guys
do
have
that
a crew?
too.
You'll do that
Yeah.
too.
So what
you'll
our
give,
goal
you'll
is
give me a
is-
finished product.
Yeah, our goal is we have a turnkey product at a certain price, and you walk in that door, you bring your clothes, and you enjoy it, and then you walk out, and you're good to go.
Are you planning for ACs and?
Yeah.
Heat is not a thing, so you don't need to plan for that.
Right.
We got
We'll have-
plenty.
We got
We'll
plenty
have,
here
uh,
already.
I mean, think of it like a large, like what you just said here. You've got fifth wheels, you got larger RVs, so you have a ducted air system.
Yeah.
So that's what we'd have on this same system is a ducted air system,
Closer to a central system.
a central system which can come underneath here and be ran in the foam, and that ducting can go into your bedrooms, bathrooms, and
Yeah.
your
This
overall
is,
living
we talked
space.
about this on the last site, but this is what was so cool to me that I didn't know before we were having this conversation today. You can have the trades working on this slab, putting in the plumbing, putting in the electrical, while you have another crew building the foundation. And will the foundation be built up like what we're sitting on here, or will it be a poured slab that you go on?
Well, it'll
Or
basically
can
be this
just
slab.
be your foundation straight on the ground?
Right. And then there's a potential if we need to in certain areas. What we'll do is we'll just pylon drill a couple core drills.
Yep.
And we'll pour a concrete pylon, and we'll just attach it directly to that pylon. When we need to move it, we cut that plate, and it frees up the house, and we move it to wherever we need to move it to. So it's part of, almost in a pinned situation,
Yeah.
at 3 points
Yeah.
of that container.
You attach it so it's not going to blow away. I mean, you're
We're
never
light,
gonna
we're
have a
light, but I
problem.
don't
You're
think
not blowing
nothing's
away.
blowing us away. Well,
Yeah.
we're light, we're way lighter than this kind of structures, of concrete structures. But
They might say the lightest concrete product on
yeah,
the island.
Yeah,
that won't blow away.
not blowing away, but if you want to move it,
You can.
you unattach it, you pick it up, you put it on the back of a truck, and you move it to the next spot, whatever
Right.
that is. That's so important for you guys because there are a lot of areas on the island that you can't build permanent properties, right? Like, so we had a beautiful piece of land in Naguabo years ago that we weren't going to get permitted to build a permanent structure, but you could have built this. And you could basically build a hotel if you wanted to, as long as you could move it.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's going back to Arecibo. I think there's a lot of alternatives that we can look at that property to really encourage, like, what's the maximum use? What's the best way to do this? What's the short term? What's the long term? Because again, we've been in that situation for 2.5 years before Robbie ever looked at that product or looked at that project. And he's like, hey, can we do this, this, and this? And at the time I was like, yeah, we can do this, this, and this. So let's kind of look at it. And I think the vision has always been there in this amazing property. And this is an amazing property sitting right here on
This
the
is
beach.
my favorite property that,
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
that
it's
I'm
just-
involved with on the island. This is what,
Yeah.
this is the one that
And when I first
love.
saw it, I was like, man, this thing's kind of cool, kind of sweet. And Brent, kind of a story, just to go quick, is this is where he dropped in first for 4 months before when he first came to the island. He said, Dad, after Hurricane Maria, I want to come build this type of product.
Yeah.
So why don't we do it here? And I'm like, okay, well, then I am buying my wife and I, Anita, we're going to buy the round trip ticket.
Uh-huh.
Brent said, I'm buying one way. All
Yeah.
right, let's do it.
Yep.
And he's been in and out for 6 years, and we've been building a lot of relationships, like Robbie and Adon and the group and the Apex. And so we feel blessed that we're with good people, and I have good people around my team, and we're starting a project at Ritz-Carlton as we speak. Brent's going to be a project manager and a superintendent over there. So we're going to have some very
What
good
project
structure.
is that over there?
The Ritz-Carlton in Isla Verde.
Oh,
Verde.
awesome.
So we've picked up some multi-million-dollar project over there, and to refurbish.
That's
get
a
that
good
up.
start.
Yep,
That's a
epoxy
great
floors.
start.
It's
Yeah.
a nice job, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah. So Brent will be in a position there that's going to help us run that project, and a lot of trades, obviously.
Yeah.
That we can start learning. But to go back to your question real quick, on some of these, like the factory site, right? Building a community around a product that they're building for their own community is my special goal. That's it. Like, if we can build that And then 3-4 years down the road, whatever that time frame is, if something does hit or when it does hit or whatever, obviously we don't know, but we can build these kind of structures and have, hundreds of families or thousands of families at some point in time, and know that there's safety factor in there. And we've got a win-win for us for multiple years to come.
And so let's talk about that. So there's a 250,000 housing shortage on the island, right? 250,000 houses are needed that we don't have. And we were told in Arecibo by a guy in the know that last year the island thought they were going to build 18,000, almost 20,000 homes. They ended up building 1,500 homes. Not that you guys are going to be able to build 250,000 houses over the next few years, but you might be able to do 1,000 a year or something and really sort of start to take a bite out of that problem and solving that problem. We talk about solving that problem on this YouTube channel quite a bit, right?
Okay.
Like, so we're constantly sort of trying to think about how do locals get involved, how do locals come in and become the builder. This kind of product, they could give you a design, you can come out and build it. I mean, they can know what the cost is, and it can happen super fast too. How many houses a day could you build?
We look at least what our plan is right now is 3 to 5 units per day when we get up, and that would be like in our 2.5 to 3 year plan. So, that takes us to 8, 16, 24-hour type project. But even think about that as a Habitat for Humanity hybrid. Well, I know that I have an address, right? I know that I have a certificate from my XY address of whatever that is. And then I know that I have a developer that we partner with, or that we develop our own properties, or whatever that may be. Ultimately, I have a new address, right, with this new home. And I'm going to give you a turnkey home for $160,000, $200,000, whatever that number
However
is,
big
whatever
it
the
is,
size is.
you figure it out. Yep.
You transfer your certificate to us, you go get a $40,000 loan, and you got a brand new 200,000 square foot house.
Yeah.
Or 200,000.
$200,000 house.
Somewhere around
200,000 square
14.
foot house is a big damn house.
Yeah. Well, I built 200,000 square foot facilities, so that's all right. But anyways,
Small
that's
super center.
that's the ultimate goal of my wife and I's, and the design side of what she wants to do, and the architectural side, and our house is beautiful in what she's done there. So the same goal is that you don't have to go out to buy your furniture. You can come to our design center, which we talked about in your Santurce project.
Yeah.
So we're going to build interior of that, the Santurce.
In Cobians Plaza, the big.
The one you told me you had the square footage to build a house inside
I do.
And we build that in there, so that becomes
You
our
better
design
hurry. I'm getting
center.
an offer on it. It's about to sell.
Well,
but
okay,
I'd
that's
rather
fine.
do something with you guys.
Yeah.
This is our first stop. We had a trailer back there for a long time, and they left. They left their structure, and we thought, well, we could take a shipping container and stick it back there, and nothing's really happened with it. So I think it would be a great spot for you to build something here.
Right.
And we have actually probably about 60 feet, which we only need, what, 30 feet?
Well, in this spot, I would take up probably that 40-ish.
40 feet.
Would come in here.
Okay.
Haven't even talked to Robbie about this, but basically, for the opportunity for something like this, is to take all this structure. There's 2x4s for there. You can see on the roof, metal. Get rid of all this. But one of the nice things at this particular piece of property, and there's a lot of these properties that are out there, right? So what do we take? And we've already got a concrete block structure, which is what I build all day long.
With a bathroom in there,
With
too.
a bathroom in there and this part. So what we take and do here is...
With a kitchen. I've never even looked in this. With a kitchen and a bathroom.
Well, we got some utilities, and
We're
we got
killing
some
it.
kitchen space here, right? So what we would do right here is let's leave this structure in place. It's already solid.
Yeah.
And what we can do is when we take our panel, we'll drill and dowel into this wall. And basically we'll just build our panel and we'll attach to this structure here.
Okay.
We'll come out to our side walls, come out to our ends, bring it back, and incorporate this whole structure into the inside. And then we'll just take our roof and we'll now build our roof right on the top of it.
And you're going to build a flat roof just like
We're going to build
all the
basically
other
a flat
roofs
roof up in here, and then on here we're going to build that 15-foot by 10-foot deck, so that now, hopefully, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping that,
There might
doing
be a
it here,
view.
we might have some view of the peekaboo view of the ocean from here.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Deck and then
then maybe slanted roof on top of the deck?
We'll have a pitch. It won't be totally flat because it'll be pitched for a little bit of water runoff. But we only have, you know,
But we could put
15
an
feet
outdoor
to get out.
kitchen up there, or at least a
You
grill,
could do a lot of fun
a
stuff,
sink.
yeah.
We could do some really cool stuff.
We can gazebo that off. We can
Yeah.
do a lot of things. So it basically becomes a model of where you want to put this on any type of property. And it goes back to, wow, I have this really awesome view somewhere. I might want to build a house there someday, but you
Right.
know, right now I have 60, 70 grand
Yeah.
and I have my place already, and I can just bring something in here and I can start living again.
Yeah.
Or I have this house that, you know, I have a certificate, but we come in, take that whole house out of there, take all the structure out of there, and basically bring one of our models in, and you've got a new place within 30, 60 days,
Right.
right? So now you just live where you are, you transfer that certificate out of your note, you transfer it into the build, and now you're staying in the same place, and you've got a $250,000 house, right? So you're money ahead, and you've got something that's never going to happen.
And
FEMA
then-
doesn't have to come in and bail us out or do anything like that because we're 100% FEMA, we're 100% certified, winds, loads,
Right.
hurricanes, even specifically like we were talking about some shear on, you know, the earthquake
So it's
situation down south.
super well insulated, stands up to earthquakes, stands up, it's not gonna blow away in a hurricane storm, at least it's not likely to. It's lightweight, but it's not so lightweight that it's not gonna blow away, and you can attach it to different places. You can move it if you need to move it. Even we talked about, if you look around the island, you see people started to build up a second story and then they ran out of money, or so they've just got rebar sticking up. You could come in and put this system right on the roof.
Right.
And then you can even do some really cool things where we talked about where the roofs start to bow and you can see the exploded rebar from water intrusion, and you can just go right over the top of them, which is incredible.
Right.
That's a game changer. When you have to cut all that shit out and then replace it, that gets really expensive and timely. It takes a lot of time.
And to add on to that secondary is what I was saying with being able to demonstrate that we can go right on this type of a structure that you already have. So now that second story that I built out my CMU, okay, well, you know what? I'm a CMU guy too. I could do a CMU, but you know what? Let's just take those parts that are already built, check them out, make sure they're good, and come in and now take our panels and design our panels to finish that off and now put a roof on it.
Yeah.
So now we do truly have a structure, or we do truly have an outdated house or a lapidated or whatever you want to say, is that now we have an alternative to utilize the bones of that property and take it to the next level. So we have a small space to work with,
Right.
but we can now bring that panel in and attach it to a current CMU, finish grouting the walls, drop a new bar, whatever that may be for the rust or something like that.
Yeah.
And we can repurpose that whole project if the components of it are good.
What do you put on top of it for a roofing system? Do you use Denosa, or do you just use an acrylic paint on the top of your slab?
So we have a coating system, and we have basically a caulking system to adhere all that, so that
Yeah.
you know. And I'll come up with what that number is, but it's going to be just like a system that's going to have 20, 30 year lifespans.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that will work out. But you know, we've engineered those kind of things in. You can see big tilt wall panels that, you know, we've done up to a 60 plus tall wall by 30, 40 feet for Amazon. They really drove a lot of technology into what we're doing for our bigger buildings, which we want to do here obviously too, which is a different conversation. But in that space where you have limited space, we can still get the product into where we're going to.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we can develop here to say, look, we have this, we have a lay down place, we can do it, and we can bring it in and we can build this. And now
Right.
we've repurposed this space.
And this can then become a model that you use to sell to other people.
Right.
We can put it on the nightly rental and hopefully make some revenue off of that.
Right.
If you guys are interested in partnering with us on something like this project is one that I plan to have. It's a legacy project for myself. We're always doing something more, something cool. Like we were just in shipping containers, and then
Right.
we're talking about doing this kind of, I don't know, you call it prefabricated housing, or because you're going to build it on site. It's not.
It's
completely
it's an
prefabricated.
engineered precast panel in a
Precast, okay.
precast home. So ultimately what we want to do is, our company is Platinum Surfaces here on the island, and that's a women-owned minority business, so that when we partnership on things like that, we want to build this into a way for the community and for the real estate community to be able to say, look, I have a property here, I have a customer, I have a owner that has their certificate, I have a government need, or whatever that may be.
Right.
And let's pay that commission based on if you were to sell a house or you were to sell a property in the same way.
If you guys are watching this and hey, maybe you want to partner with the Flip Flop Flipper, here's an opportunity. This is a project that we're crazy about.
For Robbie, I did this. I didn't know we were doing all this
And
today.
I'm not.
And
I'm
you're
not.
not.
And
So
I'm not.
today, I'll take your space to help that out.
That's right. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
So if you like that, leave me a comment, join one of our communities. We like to partner with people. This is the way that we expand our business, and we'd love to talk to you about it. Whether it's something like this or really anything. We buy foreclosures. We do a lot of cool shit on the island of Puerto Rico.
And partnerships are amazing. I got a 36-year wedding anniversary a couple days ago.
Best
3
kind
amazing
of partnership
kids,
in
so
the world, right?
I'm a good partner.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I hope.
Let's walk over to the other lot. So this is our last spot in the trailer park. We use it as parking right now. We could use it as staging to build that over there. And we're even talking about maybe we could put a small house here, a bigger house than that, but instead of 450 square feet, maybe 1,200 square feet, and still have the majority of the lot to play with. So, but that would give you a good model.
Yes.
And something people could come and look at and see, maybe stay in nightly even.
Right.
And we can do some things that are fun. Again, I think the sort of endless opportunities.
Yes, and I think that's what's nice about what our potential opportunity is here, is we can really build those couple 3 models to show around the islands at different capacities what we can do.
Yeah.
And why not start in beautiful Rincón?
Why not?
Kind of where we started our journey.
Well, let's
anyways.
build a hotel in Arecibo, build a couple little housing projects here in Rincón.
Yep.
All right. Whew. Thanks for staying with us to the end. I'm hot and I'm sweaty, but this is what I like to do. We looked at a whole bunch of real estate today, guys. This is exciting for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to join us in Apex, that's our accelerated community. That's our premium community. We're doing deals with people in there. If you're serious about becoming a real estate investor, we hope that you'll join us. Let's go learn together, network together, and do deals together. If you're interested in any of the projects that we showed you here today, leave me a comment as well. We're always expanding our business through partnerships, and we'd love to talk to you and be a part of your real estate investing story.